Well, hey there, folks. I'm Meteorologist Matt Barrentine. Of course, looking at the skyline here of downtown Mobile from the USS Alabama. And boy, gray skies out there this morning, but the worst of the rain already passed Mobile at this point, so that's the good news. You may have been woken up by some thunder. And look at that. I even seen a little bit of a break in that cloud there. So yeah, we'll see some sunshine. It'll start breaking through a little bit here after a while, but yeah, we've had a fairly a rainy morning. Hey, folks, once again, a meteorologist Matt Barrentine here as we get going on your Saturday. I hope you've had yourself a good start to the day. Likely you may have been like me, woken up in the middle of the night by thunder. Or just woken up early this morning by some thunder. We still have a little bit going on. Last few lightning strikes down here in southern Mobile County. It's been raining very heavily, but thankfully this is mostly falling apart. Causeway still getting some decent rain going down to Dauphin Island. Looks like a little bit on the west end as well. Alabama Port getting some moderate rainfall. Let me kind of scooch to the north here a little bit. Theodore, you're getting a very light shower, but you can see across Mobile proper, for the most part, the rain is pretty much done. So we don't have a whole lot more out there in Mobile proper, but we go down into southern Baldwin. Let me kind of move this around a little bit, say from Fort Morgan over towards Bon Secours, Magnolia Springs, over towards Weeks Bay. Getting a decent little shower, but nothing, nothing terrible, but it's there. So we got that going on. Let me get over to the Panhandle, and well, let's zoom on down. Why not? Josephine, Wolf Bay, you're getting some very, very light rain right now. Around Foley, obviously getting some light rain. This is pushing southeast, so Perdido Key, back over here towards parts of Orange Beach, we'll get a bit more of a sprinkle here this morning. Let me widen things out here. All right, so let's check out the futurecast. So we've had the heavy rain this morning and thunderstorm action. The good news is as we head later in the morning, most of that will be pretty much done. Here's noontime. Noon is fairly quiet. We get into the afternoon, there will be a couple more showers and storms that will bubble up here across the region. Just a few, though. So we're talking really spotty stuff later today. So the worst of the rain has happened this morning. The heaviest of the rain has happened this morning. You may be able to get through good chance you'll be able to get through the rest of the day without getting much more in the way of rain. Although, like I said, there will be a few spotty showers and storms, though, so it's always possible that you could run into one later today. And by this evening, things will be pretty quiet. So your forecast this afternoon, we'll just call it spotty storms. About a 30% chance from once these morning showers are over for you seeing another one later in the day. Temperatures will be in the low 90s. All right, so that's the local forecast. Set out to the tropics, a lot going on out there. First off, we got Josephine, winds of 45 miles an hour, which makes it a minimal tropical storm here that we're dealing with this morning. Moving to the west-northwest at 15 miles an hour. Here's the Virgin Islands right through here, and you can see it's not too far away, but it's moving away from the Virgin Islands, kind of parallel to the Virgin Islands. So that's what we got with Josephine. The good news here with Josephine, in fact, I'm going to go ahead and add something in here. I want to add in the wind shear. And what's going to happen is that Josephine is in an area where there is a lot of wind shear. Let me get this to now. Josephine, I need to move that along a little bit. And let's see if this will come up. But you can see where these winds here are coming in out of the west. It's real strong right through here. That's really strong wind shear. And when it runs into that, essentially what happens, a tropical system, we look at it on a map like this, everything's two-dimensional, but a tropical system is not two-dimensional. It's got a vertical axis too. It goes, up, 30, 40, 50,000 feet up into the sky. So it has a vertical axis to it. And what happens, you have strong winds in the upper levels of the atmosphere, it pushes on those clouds up top, and basically it pushes the system over. So now the system is cockeyed or like the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and that doesn't create good circulation. It makes for a very unhealthy system, knocks these things apart, and that's exactly what we expect with Josephine. It's going to fall apart north of Puerto Rico somewhere, make this bend off. Bermuda is right there. Make this bend off towards Bermuda as it becomes a weaker and weaker system. So no worries there from Josephine. All right, then the other system that we're dealing with is Kyle. Kyle has winds of 45 miles per hour, and Kyle's dealing with the same thing. It is not in a very good region. It has a lot of upper level winds. In fact, the center of Kyle is like here, but you can see all the clouds are way over there. I mean, it's just It's almost completely knocked over. It's just barely hanging on. And then eventually, it's not going to be too long away from finding its way over very cold water. I mean, that's Canada up here. It's Nova Scotia. So there's a little pocket of warm water right through here, and that's why it's been able to flare up. But it's going to move away from that very, very soon, and then it'll just fall apart as it heads out to sea. So no worries about Kyle either. But boy, what a start to the season. We've already gone all the way through Kyle, the K-storm. The busiest year we've recorded, 2005, we had 28 named storms that year. K storm in 2005 was, I'm sure you can remember, Katrina. That formed on August 24th. Kyle formed yesterday on the 14th. Beat that by 10 days. So we are just smoking along in this tropical season. And there's only 21 names. Remember in 2005, we had to go alpha, beta, gamma. It's almost surely to happen again this year. Almost surely. We don't know for sure, but it looks very, very likely. In fact, I mean, the models, I mean, the forecasts now are calling for 24, 25 storms. And that was the revised number when they had to revise them up. Now you could say, well, yeah, we've had a lot of storms already, 11, but look, those are all tropical storms. Only 2 of them have become hurricanes. That's pretty good. So we're kind of padding the numbers here with these early season tropical storms. Yeah, but most of the stronger storms happen when we get to the last half of this month going into September. That's when things really pick up. And I was talking about it the other day. There's something called the MJO. It's a Madden-Julian oscillation, big words for. Don't usually get into too much of explaining this, but what happens is in the atmosphere globally, there's these waves that go across the atmosphere. They're very set. We know about them. They've been researched for years. And this oscillation that goes through goes down. There's going to be when it goes down, there's less tropical systems or weaker ones, and then it goes back up, and then things can really fire up. And timing of that's always pretty important. And unfortunately, the timing is right now we're actually in the downside of that. And that's why we get these 2 tropical systems, Josephine and Kyle, that basically do nothing. They don't have good support at the upper levels of the atmosphere. But it's going to go back up right about towards the end of this month, right about the time when we're hitting that climatological peak of the hurricane season. And we've got some. Let me go ahead and sitting there just babbling along. Let me go ahead and see if I can't get this thing up here for you. I wanted to show you. Let me clear that out. Look at this. That massive tropical wave about to come off of Africa. And what we're going to see is a number of these coming in one after the other off of Africa. And once those conditions are right, each time one of these comes off Africa, they'll have a chance to develop. We're going to see most likely here late August going into September, probably more into early September, where we get that train effect where you see one after another forming off of Africa. So it's going to be a wild year. Pay very close attention. Make sure you're prepared. Make sure you are ready. I fully anticipate this to be an ugly season. Of course, you could have a record-breaking number of storms. If they all stay out in the middle of the Atlantic, that's all good and fine. You could have 3 storms, and one of them comes plowing, as a strong storm right through the middle of our towns. And then, of course, that could be a really bad year. So a lot depends on where they are, but obviously the more you have, the more possibilities there are for some bad outcomes. So we'll keep an eye on all that. Obviously, number of systems out there. Let me get back to our forecast. Today, worst of the rain is pretty much done. Rest of the afternoon, maybe about a 20% chance of rain. Same Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, rain chances aren't very high those days. Temperatures will be well up into the 90s, so nice and steamy. Let me just go ahead and give you the full forecast. And let me see if I can't figure this out. Get this over here, take it full screen so you can see it without my head being in the way. So there we go. We're looking at a number of showers and storms today, spotty, and then isolated Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Then we'll get back into to some more likely rain chances late next week, going into even next weekend. So we'll be watching for that. Temperatures, when we get 60-70% chances, that does help with the temperatures. May help dip us down into the upper 80s. Long way from fall, that's for sure, but take what you can get here in August. For everybody that is joined here on our Fox 10 Facebook page, I do appreciate that. I really do hope you have yourselves a great weekend. Watch out for a few spotty storms later on today. Keep cool the best you can. Middle of August, it's hard to do that. But like I said, right now, 2 storms out in the tropics. None of them doing anything. Josephine and Kyle staying out in the Atlantic. I do expect as we head towards the end of the month, activity will really pick up out there with some stronger storms. So we'll keep an eye on all that for you. For now, stay safe. Have a great weekend. Take care.